with all this growth and everything that we're seeing within like Sandtown, I mean, I know, we just watched Queen Creek incorporate and turn into a city. And I mean, does that provide unique challenges for the county, or does that kind of take some stuff off of your plate, so to speak?
Oh, when an area becomes incorporated?
Yeah.
We don't look at it as just taking stuff off our plate. I think we look at it as an opportunity to where the local area that's incorporating wants to have greater say-so in what's going to happen in this and how they want to see that area prosper.
Sure.
Whether it's limiting growth, balancing growth, to, hey, we want to maintain it the way that it is in existence. So what does happen is when an area incorporates, they're mandated by state law to start offering certain services.
Okay.
Generally, a newly formed city or town, at their discretion, they usually will enter into service agreements with a county.
Okay.
Like when the city of Maricopa incorporated, for the first several years, because they have to build capacity, right?
Yeah.
The resources. They contracted with the county to do like law enforcement.
Yeah, you don't just open the doors and be like, yeah, we have a police station.
Right.
So
it's a transition process.
Okay.
And then however long that governing body, the new governing body of a city or town, wants to maintain that relationship. For example, like the town of Queen Creek incorporated, I think in the 80s. It was until about 3 years ago is when they said, okay, Maricopa Sheriff, thank you, we're going to form our own police department.
Really? So they were incorporated that many years ago?
Yeah. Town of Queen Creek, yeah.
Wow.
But it wasn't just...
Yeah, because it seemed like it just happened, but I guess it had to do with the fact that they were finally, I guess, taking the full reins of their area by getting a police force.
Yeah, just last 3 years they formed their own police department, but up until that time they contracted with Maricopa County Sheriff's Office for their law enforcement services.
So is that just? I mean, that's just like any other service contract type of thing, like.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess I've never thought about it, as far as like, hey, I need law enforcement so I can go hire these guys.
Yeah, it's a matter of balancing between, having that engagement between the leadership of those organizations, saying, hey, look, based on our population and our growth projections, we're wanting to see if you can provide, 5, 10, 15 full-time law enforcement officials, and all the other ancillary services from investigations to jail services to dispatching services, so it gets complex, but those are necessary conversations that need to be happening. When the new city doesn't have all their resources up to speed, it takes time. So typically initial years will contract with the county to help maintain roads, because we were doing these things in this newly formed area. It's and it gets a little complex because the newly formed city also starts receiving revenues, tax revenues from the state. So that's how they build their budgets and their.
Okay. So does that come from property taxes or sales tax?
Sales tax.
From sales
income tax, sales tax, and your motor vehicle registration.
Okay.
And the fuel tax. And the fuel tax.
Your fuel tax.
That you pay
the road tax.
For when you buy gasoline.
Yeah.
So
it's like 18 cents or something, but it's broke down into
state and federal. Yeah, the state portion gets collected at the state, but then distributed to cities and counties.
Okay. And maybe you don't know this, but I was always told that was for road maintenance.
Correct.
And stuff. Okay.
Strictly restricted just for roads.
Just for roads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bridges, roads.
Yeah.
Anything associated that impacts roads.
Yeah, with transportation.
Right.
Because you're buying fuel to run on those.
Correct.
hopefully
Right.
a paper to drive on, right?
Yeah,
We
exactly.
like that. Yeah. Okay. And so that's handed down by the state. Now, does the county, they obviously get their portion of it as
Yeah,
well? Okay.
correct.
And that's brought down from the state to you guys.
Correct.